So another busy weekend, and I wasn't able to get to a theater, but I did get a shiny Zacian and Zamazenta, so that's something. The only big release this past weekend was Megan 2.0, and I'm sorry, I didn't really like the first one. You could tell by my review up here. At least this one discards horror and dives fully into the sci-fi action comedy genre that I think Megan fits a lot better, but I'm not really interested in that either. Maybe I'll watch it on a plane sometime. I'm not in really any rush, so I'll skip that for now. I could have also seen Elio, which I still plan to do eventually, especially after the information that just released about how the original director wanted to tell an LGBTQ+ story and then left when the higher-ups forced the story to change, but all that in due time. Instead, with nothing else to do or watch, I booted up Shudder, and I found this film that had dropped that I had seen some advertisements for on Twitter in the past, so I was a little curious about it. What is this film? Why is Aaron Paul in this? Was this really directed by a rapper? Turns out, Ash is a low-budget science fiction cosmic horror-esque story that feels like it's trying to merge Dead Space with Silent Hill. Kind of. That actually sounds like a really cool idea, so maybe. The film did have a limited theatrical run back in March, but it only made a little over $1 million. I think that's still a win considering its budget was only $500K, so it doubled it at least. I think overall it's a pretty decent movie with cheap effects, a campy story we've all seen before, but some genuinely fun moments of alien monsters, some fun but short action sequences, a lot of cool visuals, a great soundtrack overall, and maybe it takes itself just a little too seriously. It's not the best movie out there, especially for cosmic or body horror or even sci-fi horror, but it's solid for the budget and it has decent acting from the leads. So, but as usual, I'm getting ahead of myself. So, before I get into it, what is this movie even about? Ash follows a cosmonaut named Riya, tasked with finding a new hospitable planet to replace Earth. When she suddenly wakes up battered and bloodied with no memory of what happened or who she is, and what seems like the entire rest of her crew slaughtered from some sort of attack, she has to piece things together memory by memory with the help of a mysterious crewmate named Brian, who was investigating the incident just like her. The two of them must work together to discover what happened, help regain Riya's memories, and figure a way off the planet before they both perish. So yeah, like I mentioned, it's tropey as all hell. There is nothing in this movie that you probably haven't seen in any other similarly premised space films. There are some aspects of cosmic horror, but they don't really show up until late in the film, outside of maybe some early visuals. That's not to say the movie is bad or anything. It's pretty decent, but it has a lot of room for improvement. Starting off with the positives, I want to mention the acting. Our main girl Riya is played by Isa Gonzalez, and she does a decent enough job, I think. I feel like it was probably difficult for her, given the character is suffering from amnesia for most of the movie. So at the start, she's very stilted, seeing everything from a detached point of view. She's curious and confused, and it at least plays off realistically enough. I just think it was too stilted. There's not a lot of emotion right when it starts. There's a reason for that, but it just doesn't feel right. It feels like she's just a little too attached. Thankfully, whenever the action sequences show up, she owns it. Her physical movements during these bits are really well done, and the choreography, although it's short, is pretty good. I wish they were extended. I wish we got to see a little bit more of them. It's just decent from what we get. I don't know if it was the camera work helping it along, but it really did help her character pop a little from what would otherwise be pretty dull. She just kind of wanders around questioning what's up and listening to exposition for like the first 3/4 of this movie. It's a little much. I'm sorry, amnesiacs just aren't very interesting characters for me. The co-lead Brian is played by Aaron Paul for some reason. That's right, Jesse Bitch Pinkman is in this.
This is my own private domicile and I will not be harassed! Bitch!
And he's decent too. I see a pattern here. I wish he was given more to do, as he just kind of seems rather gruff and annoyed with everything going on, and that doesn't really change for most of the movie. There are a few character-specific reveals I won't spoil, but his personality never really changes at all. It's just right at this level for the entire thing. Sometimes he's a little bit more patient with Riya's amnesia. Other times it's like, I want to get through this. I'm annoyed. We gotta focus on this. But it's something you've seen before is what I'm getting at. There's a reason why it stays solid narratively, but as a viewer watching this, it does get dull pretty quickly. Still, just like Riya, his character is expanded wonderfully in the latter half of the film, and I'll not explain why because spoilers. I just wish we had more of that. A lot more of that. As for the rest of the crew, well, we don't actually see that much of them. There's only like 4 others, but this movie is almost entirely a 2-person film. We get some quick flashback scenes as Riya slowly remembers things about the crew, but none of them are particularly standout moments. I could point out Flying Lotus himself playing a crew member named Sean. He's the director of the movie, so it's a little filmmaker cameo there, kind of like how M. Night Shyamalan does it. None of the side characters here do a bad job at all. They don't really stick around very long enough to do a bad job. I just wish we could have seen more of them, so that's something. At least the action sequences they're a part of are fun. I want so much more of those, and we only get a few, like a quick handful. Also, I do want to shout out the makeup design. It looks really damn good for such a small budget, especially at the end with this really cool design that looks like it's ripped straight out of Dead Space. Most of the really cool makeup designs in this movie take place in quick, loud jump scare moments that are supposed to be, I guess, nightmare sequences for Riya, but they look so striking that they leave a lasting enough impression. I really enjoy that. They look so cool. The spacesuits as well also look really damn cool. They are incredibly impractical, bulky in all the wrong areas, but they have these little details that make them so interesting to look at. Like the lights on the shoulders, the glowing spine on the back. It's so stupid and doesn't make any sense practicality-wise, but it just looks really cool, especially in the dark spots in this movie, which has a lot of dark moments. I also want to point out the alien sky design when we see it. Whenever we step outside and we look at the sky, oh, it looks gorgeous. There's a constant thing going on about an eyeball and like an iris and how the sky kind of looks like that. And I really like that design choice. I think that's really cool. There's also a lot of really striking lighting in here, mostly of the bisexual kind. So a lot of blues and purples and reds. And the few focuses of the sky we get with the bisexual lighting just looks really damn nice. Just really good there. Unfortunately though, that's about where my praise ends. The sets look admittedly very cheap. The planet itself looks just really boring outside of the sky. This planet is mostly a dark, rocky exterior with falling ash particles and no real alien life at all. There are no interesting plants or animals that are immediately seen to help cement this environment. It's just rocky and bare, and we're supposed to just kind of think that this is going to be a new Earth. Okay, who thought that was a good idea? Everything else looks good. The sky, the lighting, and the people in spacesuits, but this environment? Ugh, boo. The CG is also not very good in this movie, but I don't feel like I can harp on that too harshly given just how little the budget is. Maybe more should have gone into the practical effects, but what we get practically at least looks pretty good. The film just needs a lot more of it. It does rely just a little bit too much on CG in some instances, and it just doesn't look great. As for the story, I feel like it very much needed a rewrite. There are quite a few plot holes that I'm realizing now that I think back on it, and several inconsistencies that are never addressed or brought up properly. The amnesia itself is eventually explained and dealt with, but I just personally dislike that as a plot device. I feel like it's admittedly extremely lazy and serves only as a way to either make the character an audience stand-in or just delay important story reveals for later when they could have come more naturally. I feel like that's probably my own personal nitpick, but it just bothers me. At least use it for like a metaphor for, I don't know, dementia or something. That could be cool, but this one just doesn't go that direction. If I were to make this movie better, I'd probably edit in more action sequences because those were a lot of fun. I'd add some additional details to the planet, and I'd have to rewrite how the ending bits work and play out ultimately. There are rules being laid out here that everybody but the main character follows, that it ends up feeling a little disingenuous. Why is Riya so special? The point is that they're all varied people trying to survive, so it's very, very strange that she gets special treatment for no real reason. They do kind of explain it, but getting there doesn't work. I don't know what they were thinking here with that. Now, this film was written by Johnny Remler, or Yanni Remler, I'm not sure, forgive me if I mispronounce that, and as far as I can tell in my research, this is his film debut. His previous writing credits are for several non-English TV productions, so maybe something here was lost in translation, or maybe oversimplified, I can't say. I think it's a decent enough first film to start. It just needed a little bit more time in the writing room to fully flesh out the characters and ideas and tie up those plot holes. As for the director, Flying Lotus, or Flylo, I think he did a decent job with what he was given. The music is a standout and I think fits his resume as of a DJ and producer a lot better than he did with directing here. He did direct the Ozzy's Dungeon segment from VHS 99, so that's an interesting look. I actually reviewed that up there in the corner, check that one out. But otherwise, everything else here is just decent. It's just okay. And that's my big problem with this movie. It's just fine. It's okay. It's decent. It's not bad. It's not great, but there's nothing here to elevate it to either true cosmic horror, but there's nothing really dragging it down either besides inexperience and budget, which, in my eyes, is a little forgivable. This is a very mid, just okay film, and for that reason I can at least give it a tentative recommendation. I think you could do a lot worse with other movies, but I feel like maybe if this film had gone a different direction, it could have been better. Maybe if it rewrote a good chunk of it or went for more intentional camp and humor, like say The Lair did, which was extremely campy and leaned into that. Check out my review for that up there. Overall, this movie is just okay, with nothing really here to justify its existence. It's fine, harmless, and seems like everyone had fun making it, so I don't feel like I can complain too much about it. I will instead point you to other cosmic or body horror films that I feel are better, like The Color Out of Space with Nicolas Cage or Annihilation with Natalie Portman. I love Annihilation. Both of those have better stories and know how to handle the strange, alien-like experience of cosmic horror, and this one just kind of rides the line there. I think it's fine, it's harmless, it's low budget, and at least a decent time waster overall. Definitely could have been a lot worse, so I feel like I gotta give it a slightly positive review score, even with all of these negatives bogging it down for me. So ultimately, Ash gets a 5.5 out of 10 from me. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around for another one. Yeah, I know. I didn't get to the theaters. I'm not gonna see Megan. Boo-hoo. Everyone else is seeing Megan. I've seen a couple of clips show up on like TikTok and I'm not interested. I don't know if it's actually funny or if it's predictable or what, but I'm just not interested. I think she's a great icon. No issue with that, but it's not for me. Next week we have Jurassic World Rebirth, and I am extremely excited for that, but only because I'm a Jurassic Park simp and a dinosaur nerd, and I love them giant reptiles, and I just think they're so much fun, so I'm excited for the new direction. I did see a clip, and it feels like it's trying to pay homage to the original Raptors in the Kitchen scene, so I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy just if it's nothing but references to the first few films or something, but we'll see next week. I'll definitely be reviewing that here. As for this movie, what did you guys think? Did anyone actually see it? Does anyone care for low budget sci-fi movies? This one has an interesting development story, but it seems like it got canned and the budget slashed, and that's why it got barely a theatrical release at all. And I guess Shudder bought the rights and everything, so that's interesting at least. I don't know. What did you guys think about this movie? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you think it was just mid? Do you think maybe it could have been better? Let me know in the comments below. After that, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, ring that bell so you don't miss a video, and yeah, that's it. Have a great day, and if you're not, have a better one. See ya.
I'm just a ghost in your stereo, the fading memory of a shipwreck in the undertow. You're just a